Gusto, what's up, brother? Quick 25 down. I was gonna attempt that the chest to try thing you did the other day, and I took the better of it. So I'm just do a quick 25 down and get some squats in too. Nineteen. mixing up the grip a little bit. A couple of diamonds, inclines, standard, slight incline on the curve. Done, going to 12. Going to 10. 5 down to 1. So that's 15 reps. I'm gonna knock those out, hopefully. Do some diamonds, and the last 15 squats. All right, guys, 25 down on each. It should be 325. Go around, jump in the car. I think it's too windy. I don't even know if you guys can hear me with this wind. It's pretty rough. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm trying to get set up. That's not gonna work. I'm just gonna hold it. It might be better. Yeah, let's hold on to it. So what's up, guys? Hey, Magda. Ciao, Italy. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. All the way from Italy, huh? Everybody get their reps in today? Everybody do a workout, I hope? Magda, what was your workout? Did you do a workout today? So real quick, guys, I'm always railing about all this bullshit weight loss advice that you get, especially the mainstream stuff that's just so wrong, and a lot of times it's pretty dangerous because it's really, really wrong, especially with so many people that are obese, and we talked about yesterday, like the diabetes and stuff. And some of this advice that they keep giving is just totally ridiculous. And I was reading something today, just floating around, and these are from like real mainstream medical websites, right? This isn't just some guy like writing a blog, you know. This is like reputable, you know, medical websites. So the first piece of advice they give, if you look, now this is if you're looking to lose weight, do not skip meals. They say make sure you eat at least every 4 hours. I mean, advice like that, again, not only is it bad advice that doesn't work, but it's also like detrimental, especially to somebody like we talked about yesterday, these people that are diabetic and have all these other issues. There is no reason to be eating 4, 5, and 6 times a day. Any one of us, any of you guys watching me right now, myself included, we can get all of the nutrition, all of the calories that we need to sustain ourselves and be healthy in most times, probably in one meal, but definitely in 2 meals a day. And I know that's a foreign concept to most people, because I get that all the time. Well, if I only eat once a day or twice a day, how am I going to get all my calories in, and how am I going to get all my protein in? People grossly overestimate what they should be eating, how much they should be eating, how much they actually need to be eating. Especially somebody that's obese, that has mounds and mounds of extra body fat. You have to understand that's actually food. That your body stores that fat as food, for times of famine. Back in the old days, not much famine going on today with all the food that's available. But yeah, that's if you see anything like that, and especially if you're somebody that's trying to lose weight, I promise you that these idiots that are telling you, and one of the best things you hear is that, well, you want to eat 4 or 5 times a day to keep your metabolism up. Okay, that is a falsehood that was made up by these food companies, the supplement companies, again, to keep you drinking the shakes and taking all these other supplements that they put out. It's bad advice. So if you're trying to lose weight, like I think the majority of people would like to lose some amount of weight, you don't want to be eating, every 4 hours, 4, 5, 6 times a day. It's really, really, really poor advice. So then the second one I saw here was from one of these brain surgeons that said, reorganize your dinner plate. Right? So they say that your dinner plate, or any plate that you would have a lunch, should be made up of half of that plate should be vegetables, right? A quarter of that plate should be whole grains. And then the last quarter of that plate should be lean protein. Now, when these mainstream people talk about lean protein, they're usually talking about, skinless chicken breast, boneless skinless chicken breast, and things like that. Meat that has like no fat on it. You go to the grocery store and you get like ground beef. Now they have like 93% fat-free ground beef. So they're telling you a half vegetables, a quarter whole grains, and 1/4 of protein. Now, just to reiterate, and this is something I've talked about before, there's 3 macronutrients that foods are made up of, right? It's going to be either protein, fat, or carbohydrates. Out of those 3, the human body needs to have, it's essential to have protein, and it's essential to have fat in order to be healthy. We don't need to eat carbohydrates. That's the 1 out of the 3 that we don't need, okay? Not all of them are inherently unhealthy or bad for you. A healthy person can have, carbs, mixed into your diet and be perfectly fine. But if your goal is to lose weight, most vegetables are, carbs. A lot of them do have substantial amounts of fiber. Whole grains, people read that as bread, and that's, most people will go to the grocery store and get a loaf of whole wheat bread thinking that they're doing something healthy for themselves. And if you look at most whole wheat breads that you buy in the store, if you look at the ingredients, probably the second ingredient on is going to say some type of sugar, be it high fructose corn syrup or whatever. But the point being here, they're telling you to have a half a plate of vegetables, which is mostly carbohydrate, a quarter a plate of whole grains, which is all carbohydrate, and a quarter of it protein. So they're telling you to eat pretty much 0 fat. Get it as close to 0 fat as you can. That couldn't be any more unhealthy in the grand scheme. Your body needs fat, needs healthy fats, right? That you can get from fish, fatty meat, coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, nuts, and things like that. So again, like just horrible advice that they're giving. And then the last one, which is ridiculous, they tell you, enjoy all of the foods that you eat. Try out new fruits and vegetables. Prepare new dishes and provide yourself with some variety, right? So those are the only 3 that are, and there were many more that I wanted to write down, but these are the top 3. But if you see like the common thread with all of them, it's basically nowhere here do they tell you not to eat. So somebody that's trying to lose weight, one of the first things you would want to do is incorporate some type of fasting into your life. And all of these 3 pieces of advice that I just read, every one of them revolves around eating. Eat every 4 hours, tells you what to eat a bunch of carbs, right? And then it tells you to try out new dishes and have variety for yourself. So every single one of them is just horrible, horrible advice when it comes to losing weight. But that's the type of stuff that you get with the mainstream. And, you know, I read stuff like that all the time. And it's so ingrained in people. People believe it. And that's why we have the overweight, you know, the obesity epidemic that we have. People don't know how to eat because they believe in this stuff. They read this stuff and they say, well, yeah, I have to eat every 4 hours, you know, to keep my metabolism up, and it's healthy and it's going to help me lose weight. Your car will never run out of gas if you stop every 3 miles in a gas station and top off the tank, right? You have to drive around for a while and don't refill the tank, and then the tank's going to eventually empty out. But again, that's why, you know, these people, and all of this is, it's, you know, if you follow the money with all of this stuff and all of these mainstream, because all of these mainstream medical websites and organizations, they're all funded in some way, shape or form by the food companies and or the pharmaceutical companies. So it goes back to what we mentioned before, that they're never going to tell you to not do anything. You know, they're not going to tell you that, like, if you incorporated fasting and actually didn't eat, that's a healthy way to live, right? And it'll help your overall health. It's going to help you control your weight. They would rather tell you eat this, eat that. And again, I just pointed out that they're telling you to eat everything but what you need, right? Whole grains, carbohydrates, things like that. They're not telling you to eat the things that your body actually needs, which are the fats and the proteins. They are telling you to eat protein, but they're telling you to, you know, to cut down on it. So it's kind of ridiculous. Absolutely, Frank. Yeah, and that's one of the big things. That's why we have the obesity epidemic, because of all the processed foods that people eat, and it drives, you know, high insulin levels and then eventually insulin resistance. So yeah, that's, you know, the fasting is the best way to get those insulin levels down consistently and get you back to some level of insulin sensitivity. Then the weight loss comes. With the weight loss comes all the health benefits, and it just snowballs from there. As opposed to putting food in your mouth constantly, you know, every few hours. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. So that was a quick 25 down. That was 325 reps on each on the push-ups, 325 on the squats, and I guess that's it for the day. I appreciate everybody that stopped in. Thanks for hitting the like button. Everybody get your reps in today, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks, everybody.